Some of you are going to buy cars that are good for the eyes, but when you look at the interior, you will be shocked, right? So also some of you are going to buy fifth-hand cars at the price of a brand new car. The Bible says that fools despise wisdom and discipline. Not only is he a fool, but he also lacks discipline. And you want to settle down with a man who lacks discipline. Greetings once again and welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you do not miss when a new video pops up. Now, keep in mind, guys, that you are now available on TikTok at sinnersafeby_grace, and you can be sure to find us as well on that platform. Now, also keep in mind, guys, that you are now available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Overcast, as well as on Amazon Music, and you can be sure to follow us on those 6 different platforms. Now keep in mind, guys, that you're also now available on YouTube, and this is to my podcasters on YouTube at Ashley Jarera, and you can be sure to follow us as well on that platform. Now today, guys, we are going to be talking about how to see a strange man. Now, on the previous episode, we talked about how to see a strange woman and the signs that you can then look out for, right, when you're looking for a strange woman. Now, if you have not watched that episode, guys, please make sure that you go and watch it, right? Make sure that you go and watch it. But for today, guys, we are talking about how to see a strange man, right? How to see a strange man. Now, to find out more, stick around.
Now, just as a disclaimer, guys, before you watch this episode, am I saying that you should leave your boyfriends, your man, or whoever you might want to call him, right? Am I saying that? No, I'm not saying that. Am I saying you should stay either? No, I'm not saying that as well. But keep in mind, guys, also Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 19 says that if you warn the wicked and they turn not from their wicked ways and they continue in their wickedness, right? Bible says that you shall die in your sin, but thou hast delivered thy soul. So this is just information I just wanted you to know. As you watch this episode, keep in mind, I'm not saying you should change, I'm not saying you should stay either. But now that you know the truth, what you decide to do with it, the choice is yours.
Now, I have a question for you guys, just like what I did on the previous episode. How are you looking for a strange man when you yourself are a strange woman? How are you looking for a strange man when you yourself are a strange woman? Now then, question then comes, how do you see a strange man? How does he dress? How does he walk? How does he carry himself? What does he know? Where does he work? What does he do for a living? And we're all asking those questions today, right? And we're going to answer them today, right? Because I don't want you guys to find yourself now being in situations where you are now caught up having been dealing with strange men, and then your life becomes miserable, right? So today we are here to bring light to all of that. So does a strange man, what does he do? Does he have a six-pack? Does he drive a fancy car? Does he have a nice job? Does he sing in some particular group? What does a strange man do? Now that is what we are going to be uncovering today. Now for the first verse, guys, I want you guys to open Proverbs chapter 13 verse 4, which says that the soul of the lazy man desires and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made rich. The soul of the lazy man. Point number 1 to see a strange man. He is lazy. Guys, he is lazy. That is what the Bible says. It says that he only desires, right? He's only desiring to have this. When you ask him, right, what is it that you want to accomplish in life? He's always desiring for things. But then he says that he is lazy and has nothing. He's lazy. He only desires for things, but he's lazy to even go and put in the work to end up getting those things, right? And this is what the Bible says in the first point to see a strange or a strange man, right? He is lazy. The only thing that he can do is to desire. I desire to have this, I desire to have a car, I desire to have a house, I desire to have this big mansion. But what is he doing? He is doing nothing to go and acquire those things, right? And the Bible says that, and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made rich. Let him ask. You guys should start asking your people, or the people that you are involved with right at this moment. Some of you have been pushing 3 years, 4 years, 2 months, whatever it is that you've been pushing with these people, and you see that this person is lazy and has desires. What are you doing? What are you doing for your future? Ask yourself that question. And we're here to bring each other to the truth, guys, and to ask ourselves these type of questions so that we can then know and set our futures right. We're not just going to come here and try and motivate each other, but let us now tell each other the truth. If he is a lazy man, what are you doing with him? The only thing is the thing that he desires. He can only tell you about his desires, and he does nothing else, and he sits back and tells you about his desires. Come on, guys, wake up. Right? Wake up. And that is our first sign. Now for the second sign, that Bible then says that in Proverbs chapter 14 verse 23, all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. Right? But mere talk leads only to poverty. All hard work brings a profit. Let's just keep that in mind. And I want you to see how it links with the first point, right? Lazy. You cannot have hard work if you are lazy, guys. There's no way you can have hard work. Now, what is the opposite of profit? Loss. So you're dating someone that is going to bring you loss. It says that, but mere talk brings poverty. Mere talk, guys. Mere talk. All it does is to talk about the things that he wants. He can only tell you, and sometimes as ladies, we not we, but sometimes as ladies, there's certain things, but that you take into consideration, and you say, no, he promised me this, and he promised me this and this and that, and he seems like he's got potential. Guys, no, this is real life that we're talking about here, right? If all he does is just here, he's only here, guys. He's only here. And you think that one day things are probably going to change. He's not trying to make an impact on the world. He's not trying to do anything on the world. He's not even trying to go after his ambitions, his goals. He's not even ambitious. Because you can't call someone who only talks being ambitious, right? You can also cannot call someone ambitious if he's lazy as well. So ask these questions as you are sitting back. How to spot a strange man? All he does is to talk, guys. All he does is to talk. And you are sitting there, sitting comfortably in that relationship, and you're thinking to yourself, I've got a man. But guys, yes, you have a man, but you have a strange man. So as you go on about your lives, guys, just have these thoughts. Just have these thoughts. Just be diligent in your search for these things. For these things are not only going to affect you, but they're also going to affect your offspring as well, guys. So you don't want to find yourself in that situation where you are now carved and you are now married to a strange man. No, guys. So let us just bring truth to that and say, if he's lazy, guys, if he's lazy, also you just keep in mind, what are you doing with someone who's lazy, who does not, all he does is to talk and is lazy and inside nothing else, he does nothing else, and you're calling yourself and say, no, me and my and I'm talking to people who are not yet married, right? Now, if you're married and you've been married to a strange man, I'm sorry, but it's too late, you cannot go out. But I want to talk to people who have not yet been married, who are in relationships now, girls who are in relationships, ladies who are in relationships. Keep that in mind, guys, that as look at these things. Is he lazy? Number one, does it only just do mere talk? All he does is to talk and talk and talk, and you even think that one day he will bring heaven down for you because of the way that he's good at talking, right? Anyone can talk. I want to tell you today, even people who are crazy can also talk. So keep those things in mind as you go on about your life and make serious life decisions, guys. Life is not a joke. Life is not a joke. And the results that you're doing or whatever it is that you are reaping today, tomorrow you will whatever you are sowing today, tomorrow you are going to reap the results of it, right? So keep in mind, guys, as you go on about your life, lazy and mere talk, those are things or signs that show that this is actually a strange man. Now, I was talking to one of our I was talking to this other girl, right? And she was telling me that, when it comes to the type of husband that I want, right? She was like, at least he must have potential to make money. Like, let him show that he's doing something to make money. And she was like, yeah, I know it sounds weird and all, but I was like, no. Those are the things that you should actually be doing as women, guys. Do not just settle for anything. No. Don't just settle for anything that has 2 legs and or 3 legs or whatever. You get the point, right? You get the point. So do not just settle for anything and say, no, he has a nice beard. He's got a 6-pack. He's got his voice is so nice. He sings well. He talks well. No. Look at also those kind of things, guys. Look at the future as well. Don't just look at the present moment, guys, and look at all these things that can be wiped out. When you look at these things and you say, no, he's got a beard, anything can happen in life. Can get an accident and that beard can be gone, or something bad can happen to them, right? So what else is beyond that? Don't just look at the present thing of present features, but look at things of character as well. Look at things of character, money as well, guys. And people say you don't look at that, but look at that as well, because this is your life we are talking about, and this is not a joke, guys. It is not a joke. The decisions you are making today, I keep telling you, the decisions you make today, they're going to affect you tomorrow, guys. It might not be tomorrow, but they're going to affect you either way. Galatians 6:7, for whatever a man sows, that shall he reap as well, right? So whatever relationship you are busy sowing today, tilting the relationship, and you can see desire, there's only all they do is to desire, and they're lazy, and they all have mere talk and no potential, no character, nothing, and you think to yourself one day it's going to change. No, guys, that's not going to change. But you're digging a grave for yourself actually, and one day you're going to look at your life and wonder, where did you go wrong? So do not just be involved in fantasies, guys. Do not just be involved in fantasies and all these things that they put on Hollywood, because Hollywood is all a fantasy, guys. And Hollywood does not tell you the right things. They want you to be caught up in this fantasy and all this wishing and all of those things, but that's actually not real life. Okay, those people are actually acting. Those are actually human beings like me and you, and they're actually acting. So do not let that ever get to your head. It's just a movie and just entertainment purposes, right? But for today, guys, also now the third as we move on, the results of just speaking. Now, what are the results of just speaking? As we said in Proverbs 14:23. Now, when this man of yours just speaks and talks and has a mere talk, what are the results of that? Now, if you go to Proverbs chapter 20:4, the Bible then says that sluggards do not plow in season, so at harvest time they look but find nothing. The results of just speaking when it is time to plow the land. And the Bible says when it is time to harvest, they will look but find nothing. And I'll just let that sink in for you, right? So that you can then take it to yourself and ask yourself this type of questions. Ask yourself these questions, guys, before you get yourself involved in serious things where now it is too hard for you to go out, right? But before you even get married to anyone, ask yourself these questions. Now, what is the final one? Because I had 3 signs, right? What is the final one? What is the final one? Because some might say, okay, you know what? He's not lazy, so tick the box. He does not just merely talk, so tick the box as well. And you say, no, he always has a good thing, and he knows how to talk and all of those things, so tick the box. And you look at those things and you say, you know what? I think I'm on the safe side. But one thing I also want to bring, and this is the ultimate, right? Point number 3. It says that point number 3, a man that does not fear God. Point number 3, a man that does not fear God. now that man is never going to respect you, right? They might respect you now, but once you go into a setup of a marriage or something like that, now you live with the person 24/7, right? You live with them, you stay with them, you sleep in the same bed, you do everything together. Everything of yours is tied up in that family setup, right? So a man that does not fear God is a danger for you guys. And I know many will not like it, but this is the truth. And this is the ultimate. Actually, this should be the all in all for everything. Before you even look if he's lazy, actually, because someone who fears God will not have any of those things of laziness and all of this, right? So when it comes to this, right, it says that a man that does not fear God is a danger, not only to himself, but to the society as well. Also to you as well, right? Where do you think, look at it this way, guys. All this gender-based violence and all that is happening around the world, do you think probably it's someone who fears God? Probably not, guys. And of course, there's extremes where now people that are regarded as, as top people in churches and all of that are now also being involved in these things. But keep in mind as well, guys, that the Bible also says that whether they are mine or not, you shall see them by their fruits, right? So when people now who are regarded as top are now also showing fruits of such things, you must know that they do not belong to God. So do not be discouraged by all those things. Proverbs 1 verse 7 then says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. But fools despise wisdom and discipline. So basically, if you have a man that does not fear God, Bible says that, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. Not only is he a fool, but he also lacks discipline. And you want to settle down with a man who lacks discipline. Ask yourself those things as you go on about your lives. Ask yourself those things, guys. And these are real life things that you yourself should be asking yourself, so where do I stand? And, always also as a woman, pray to God and ask him, how then do I see these things? Ask God to reveal to you certain things. Because even if someone is pretending, guys, you cannot pretend forever. You can never pretend forever. There's a saying that says that kancane kancane uyavela. In other words, they're saying that slowly but surely you will reveal yourself, right? So whether someone likes to pretend and whatever, slowly but surely they will reveal themselves. So that is the end of our message for today, guys, or our episode for today, the signs of a strange man. And that then wraps up what we've been talking about when it comes to the book of Solomon. Not the book of Solomon, but the book of Kings, right, for the life of Solomon. Now, on the next episode, we're going to wrap up everything, guys, and we're going to have snippets of everything that we've been talking about, right? Snippets, I'm going to call them the 5 lessons that we missed from the life of Solomon. And I don't want you to miss that. It's going to be exciting. It's going to drop tomorrow as well, right? And don't miss it. Make sure that you don't miss it, right? You can miss everything else, but don't miss that episode for tomorrow. I'm really excited for it, guys. Now, also on the other episode, we're going to be talking about how someone even given the whole kingdom. How do you then go back to other gods? Guys, I don't want to preempt it on this episode, but yeah, that is what is going to come, guys. We've got jam-packed information, wisdom lined up specifically for you guys, so that you can start making better life decisions. And I can't wait for that moment, and I can't wait to you to find out more about that. But for today, guys, this is the end of our episode, and keep in mind, always direct everything to God, and He will make your paths straight. May God bless you. When you come to prayer, don't just ask for material things. Ask for ideas. Ask for wisdom. Ask for things that are not tangible, things that are intangible, things of the Spirit. And in those things,